Everyone, and welcome to the Daily Spell. This is Reverend Mary Hogg, and today is Tarot Thursday. And my special guest today is Silas Mimar. He is my good friend and a wonderful tarot reader. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, I'm Silas Mimir, and um, so here I am. So I love the tarot. I've been working and playing, learning, whatever the whole process for about 14, 15 years or so. I've been doing it reading professionally, not quite as long, the last three years or so, I guess, since the pandemic. More so, maybe a little bit before that, I started. Um, um, I've been with the Correllian tradition for 14 years and learned pretty much all I know from uh, the first priestess and chancellor of the tradition now, Lady Stephanie Neal. She was my mentor through the first, second, and the third degree programs. I've also completed the Sea Priest, the Correllian Shaman. I'm also a guide for the Correllian Shaman in Spanish. And I do work a lot with our Spanish speaking community. I spend part of the year in Medellin, Colombia. Um, so, yeah, I can speak a little bit of Spanish.
Yes,
But
you
yeah,
can.
yeah, I guess that's basic. I guess I'm also a mentor for Witch School and the assistant, what is it, assistant dean of mentors for the Witch School as well.
Yes, and hello, Matthew. Thank you for joining us. And you also are part of a show that just premiered on Pagan World TV,
Yes, of
the
course.
Pagan World International Cafe.
Yep. International Pagan World Cafe. That actually our next episode on that won't be this Sunday, but a week from Sunday during Lustration weekends at 10 a.m. Our special guests for that are going to be the first priest and first priestess of the tradition. So that's really exciting. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Brian. Hey, Radley.
Hi, Brian and Bradley. Thank you so much for joining us and everyone else who's watching. So, Silas and I are ready to take your questions if you want to go ahead and post them in chat.
Yay.
Yay! I always love doing this.
I do too. Like I don't know. I just one of my favorite things about the tarot is just really just helping people figure out what their next step is and what they're trying to do.
Hey, Carriage, we're good to see you. Are we doing? Yeah, let's get the wrists all limbered up for an evening of shuffling. Of course, Brian is a tarot reader as well.
Absolutely.
And actually, Caredware will be joining me next weekend on, dare I say it, 420.
Oh, how fun.
So if you have a question, you can go ahead and post it.
Well, one thing I can go ahead and do is introduce my reading space a little bit. So I primarily work with the Mermaid Tarot. I love this tarot, but I can't. Part of my CPRIS part, I can't do my reading space without my helpers. So my helpers are Mario and Luigi.
Dolphin.
Yeah, they actually have the Dolphin Stone, the Larimar, inside of them. So they're my buddies and my helper. Awesome. So we have our first couple of questions, Mary.
All righty. So Matthew wants to know if he and his roommate are soul family of some kind, wanting to know if the cards could offer any clarity. All right. We can certainly ask that.
I'm laughing because one of the first cards that came up for me Ten of Pentacles. And so if that doesn't scream family, I just, yeah, that's all about family, sharing things. Um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Uh, um, Also, the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords came up. Uh, so also that I think that speaks to roles that you have played or um, that you have played in previous settings. Um, Looking to the future, looking, looking forward. So looking for those connections, um, the naivete, um, youth. It speaks to youth. I think also. Yeah.
Okay. And my first card is the Six of Cups, which speaks to someone new coming into your life. Sometimes it's a romantic interest. Sometimes it's just a close relationship of another kind. So, yeah, speaking to the soul family. I have justice. So this is something you have been working on. I'm not sure how long you've known each other, but you've been working your way towards each other. And finally, I've got the Four of Swords, which indicates a situation and a period of rest. So I'm going to say, let things bubble a bit and see how your relationship develops at this point. But yes, you are deeply connected. Definitely.
Sure.
All right. And then Blair is asking if their workers' comp will be approved and how their healing process will go. And you are welcome, Matthew. Okay, Blair. Just a moment while I get shuffled out here.
Okay. I see. Okay, so I'll show you the three cards that came up for me. I have the Ace of Swords, the the Devil, and the Empress. Which I love this Empress. This Empress is Yamaya, the mother of everything. So with all these, what I see is more as a reminder. I'm going to start with the Devil card. So the Devil card, this is a card of being trapped, being stuck in a box, not being able to move. But wait, there's more. You look more closely at the card. There's your lock. The lock is not closed. You have the ability to get out of the box and facilitate that healing and do for yourself. And so don't allow yourself to keep yourself from feeling stuck. Um, be active in that healing process, in the manifestation of that workers' comp. So don't just be lackadaisical isn't the word that I'm looking for, but passive with it. Be active in that process. Continue that. And the truth will set you free. What I love about this card here, the Ace of Swords. So the aces a lot of times are about beginnings. This Ace of Swords in particular is about the truth. So this is the sword of truth. The problem for this sword of truth is it is on this boat, which is kind of cool, except for this boat is at the bottom of the ocean. So the problem with that is there's nobody there to see the truth. So it's time to grab that inner truth and bring it to the surface, and allow it to shine, allow your inner truth to shine. Um, there's certain parts of you that you've been holding back and keeping from other people. So I mean, show them who you are. Like, you know who you are. You don't have to hide who you are. And then don't forget the mother of everything. She's always there to support you. She's always there to love you. Um, she's always there watching over you.
All right. So my first card is the Two of Pentacles. Pentacles are around finances, material possessions, and in this case, we see a young person learning under the guidance of an older person. So I'm going to say that when it comes to your workers' comp, you need to be working on manifesting it and looking for some guidance as well on your magical working and possibly on working your way through the process. Then we have the Three of Wands, which is again about working with other people. So again, regarding your healing, you need to be actively manifesting it, but not just on your own. This is about getting help from someone or in a better position, making an alliance, heed your medical advice, maybe look to an alternative therapy as well, but yes, you need to be active in this. Your healing will not happen to you. You will make your healing happen. And finally, I have the Three of Pentacles, which indicates being in a good position in the physical realm. And I'm reading this not just as far as money goes, but the physical realm is our bodies as well. So you can manifest what you need, your health and your finances to get you there. But you need to be an active participant here.
About that inner truth that's holding you back.
Yes. So I hope that
Love that.
helps. And then we've got a question from Zane. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Zane. And Zane wants to know if he will transfer to another job position where he is or find another job in a few moments. All righty. So let's look into that. You are welcome, Claire. Glad to help. Hi, Tawny. Thank you for joining us. We are well. Hope you are doing well too, Tawny.
Okay. Awesome. Well, welcome. Hello. And here is what I have. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started right here on the Three of Wands. Is one of the first card that came up for me on this. So this specifically has to do with teamwork. So if I kind of feel like you're more of what's the word I'm looking for? You like working together in groups at work. You're not so much an individual worker. that you prefer more the group setting. And the job where you're at now, I'm not sure if you're in a group setting right now, but you're kind of unsatisfied in that particular position, which is why you would be asking this question, I would imagine. Um, but it's hard for you to move forward with things. You have a time changing jobs and big changes like that. You have a problem with letting go, which is where we have the Five of Cups here. This is just, she doesn't want to let go of this deal because he's ill, but she has to let him go to move forward. So what I'm going to say to you is let go of your preconceptions about anything that may or may not happen. If you're unsatisfied in this job, I would definitely encourage you to look to see what options you have out there. But also, things might look shiny from the outside, but that doesn't always necessarily mean that they're shiny and new and the best option. So what I'm feeling right now too is always look at the fine print, look at the small details. So if you're looking to make a change, look at the small details on what you might be missing, and so that you can see the whole bigger picture. I hope that makes sense for you.
All right. So my first card is the Seven of Pentacles. So this is around, finances. And here we have a young man in contemplation, considering. So this is definitely where you are right now. You're considering what your options are. Our next card is the Queen of Lamps. Now, in this suit, lamps specifically refer to spiritual matters. And I think, in part, you would like to manifest a job that is going to suit you spiritually, as well as provide your physical income. You're not happy with what you're doing right now because I'm feeling like you want to feel like you are making a difference in your work, and you're not finding that. And finally, I have the Ten of Wands. Now, Wands is the suit of fire. A lot of times it can be associated with our passions. And you're coming to an end of a cycle here, so it is time to manifest something new. So I would say consider carefully what you want, and not just a passive, will I transfer or find a new job, but consider carefully, what do you want your next position to be? What are things you want to be doing in that position, and begin to work on actively manifesting that to come into your life. What we want rarely just drops in our laps. We usually have to work on getting it here. So I hope you find that helpful. Hi, Tawny. Thank you. Hello, Ed. Good to see you tonight. And does anybody else have a question for us?
Well, I see Matthew followed up with about twin flame in particular. Regarding twin flames really do come in all forms. They're not always necessarily romantic in every life. Sometimes you're just like best friends. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about, oh, well, are we twin flames? That's also very important to consider.
And Zane, you are very welcome. And Matthew, yes, I once met a young person who kept breaking up with romantic partners as soon as there was a disagreement because clearly this person wasn't their twin flame because there would be no disagreements at all.
Wow.
I'm not sure whatever happened to them.
I hope they figured things out.
Yes, I did have a discussion with them. I was doing tarot readings at a fundraiser, and they were looking for their twin flame. Nephew, no, you've never exhibited that level of silliness, even at your youngest and most foolish.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, yes. Corey says, ah. Yes, we can pull cards for you, Corey. Dealer's choice?
Dealer's
All
choice.
right, no
Oh, that's an opening.
question. We'll just pull some cards and see what's going on with my crazy goddess nephew here. Maybe goofy's a better word than crazy.
Mhm.
Goofy and adorable. Yes, you are. Well,
That's on the outside.
yeah.
Go
I've
ahead.
got the Prince of Swords. So here we've got air and fire, passion, courage, intelligence, intellect. You got a lot going here. Yeah, you are. I don't think it's so much of a struggle as a quest right now. And then, who we need a talk. We need a talk. We have the Six of Cups. What aren't you telling me, nephew? There
Oh,
could be some.
wait till you see mine,
What?
Mary.
So there could be someone new on the horizon. Could be a friend. Totally single. Well, this could be someone new coming up. Could be a new friend, but a lot of times this can also be a romantic interest. And then we've got strength.
That's funny. You want to know why that's funny?
Why is that funny? Do you get strength?
I did also get strength, but
So,
mine looks a little bit different. So go ahead.
so back to your quest. You are working your butt off on something and it's not easy, but you do have the ability to pull it off. All right.
I
So what
like
have
that.
you got for my nephew?
So,
Strength.
I'll continue with strength. The cool thing about this one is that this is tremendous strength because this mermaid is pulling the net off of this whale that's trapped. So that's not only strength but courageous and caring and all that lovely energies that are about taking care of somebody, helping somebody, and just being a magnificent human being. So I love that. And then we get a little bit harder. So then I have a Seven of Swords. So what I like about this is, so as you can see, the mermaids have just found a box of swords that's open, and they're just kind of curious to see what they are. So one of them has already picked one up, um, but the problem with this is they're very naive, they're very young, and they have no idea what these swords are capable of. So that's part of their learning process. They're just, like I said, they just found these swords and they're about to experiment. They really need to make sure that they proceed with caution, because, I mean, the swords can be very deadly, um, very easily to cut yourself and hurt yourself. So with whatever new knowledge that you're acquiring, it brings me back to Spider-Man. With great power comes great knowledge, or whatever, the little Spider-Man quote. Um, with great
Responsibility.
that yes. So yeah, be be mindful of that. The last card that came up is the Three of Swords. So what I kind of feel from this one is that, in your inner circle, maybe not your first inner circle, but your next circle out, there's some, um, the opposite of equilibrium. Things are a little bit chaotic out there, and there are some people that are not necessarily getting along with each other, and you're kind of caught in the middle, or might be caught in the middle of, oh, well, whose side are you on? And I would just say, don't pick sides, because that's not fair to you. Um, and make sure that they're aware that that's not fair to you, and they shouldn't make you pick sides. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what I have. I
All
hope that's
right.
helpful.
Hope that helps. And we still got to get together soon. You can come run a. All right. Glad that makes sense. You are welcome.
Yay. Yay.
All right. Does anybody else have a question for us tonight?
Ooh, snacks. I like snacks.
Yes, we got to talk Snacks and Sears. That is a fundraiser. Corey and I are on the committee for Nashville Pagan Pride Day, and that's our next fundraiser.
Oh, I love that. I'll be participating with the next here in South Carolina, at the Carolina Pagans with a Purpose is the pagan group here. I've done a lot of one of their fundraising events is called Desserts and Divination.
We have done desserts and divination
Yeah,
too. We
so
did
and
that
that's
one last year,
very nice.
and we decided we'd go with Snacks and Sears so we could branch out a little on what we serve people.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
So
This
we
one's
don't.
coming up soon too. So end of this month, actually, the weekend after Lustration.
April 30th is ours.
On the Sunday also.
Wow.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Okay,
It is.
Robin, is that a question for us? Okay. It is okay to ask a second question, Matthew. I'd just like to clarify if Robin asked one. All right, so you've got a question about what is your path, Robin? We will go ahead and take that.
Oh, I love that. Here we go. So, Robin, your path. Right now, I think you're hiding from your path. The first card that I have that came up is a Nine of Pentacles. So, what I love, what the thing about this card is that this mermaid is inside a well, and they are guarding a secret. So your path is you're guarding it. You're keeping it secret. You're keeping it deep down inside. and you're not sharing it with anybody right now. And you have lots and lots of gifts. And that's very apparent to me when it comes with the magician. The magician is all about self-empowerment. So accept your gifts. Don't deny them. I think that's part of you saving them and guarding them and keeping them hidden. Is that you're maybe feel a little bit more so uncomfortable with them. So get comfortable. I mean, long story short, get comfortable. Um, and start to accept them, start to let them surface and see what they do. Right now, what is this? This is the Eight of Swords. So right now, you're kind of feel like you're stuck, like you're trapped. The one thing about this is uh, what I love about this card is this particular mermaid has their familiar, their guide with them. It's hard to see on here, but there's a little mink up here sitting on its shoulder, and the mink is whispering into its ear, telling him, "You can get free. You can let yourself free. You just have to do what you know that you can do deep inside." So just release the shackles and let those gifts begin to surface.
All right. So I start out with the Five of Lamps. Lamps are the suit of spirit in this deck. And the five shows someone who is packing to set off on a spiritual quest. Then we come to the Prince of Wands. So you're starting your quest, or you have started it, but now you're feeling kind of stuck. You're not moving. And finally, I've got the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords represents air and water. There is movement here, working well together, and the best I can say is you need to get moving. You started off on your path and you were working well. Something held you up, and now I'm going to pull one more card. And I've got the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of success. So I'm going to say this. Whatever spiritual practice you started with, pick it back up again, is what I'm seeing you need to do.
Mary, I went ahead and pulled up another one too, and I came up with the King of Pentacles, which is the experience of being successful. So you know what it feels like to be successful in this spiritual path. So just remember.
All right. And Matthew asked a question and then asked us to go ahead
Right?
and do Bradley's question. So we will take
Sounds good.
Bradley's question.
Great. What's the current energy situation in my life, and how can I use it to my advantage?
All right. You are welcome, Robin. And we'll get to you in a second, Mason. I hope it doesn't.
Right? How interesting. So Bradley, so first I came up with the death is the first card that came up, which is clearly a card of profound um, change and transformation. Um, that's what you're doing right now. Like you're like all areas of your life. There's some profound, some deep changes. even just the perspective, the way that you look at things are changing. Um, so just using that to continue the forward movement with that, to continue making the connections with your newfound family, the Ten of Pentacles, your spiritual family that you found after searching and searching. We've been here all along, waiting for you. But the thing for you to also be aware of is to make sure things are balanced, that things are fair. The last thing that card that came up is the Justice card. What I love about this is on this scale, it has a sword, the sword of truth, and then it has scrolls of knowledge. Guess what's heavier? It's not the sword. It's not the violence. Knowledge is more powerful than violence. Love defeats war. So make sure that you keep things balanced and you're mindful of. I won't say your of your actions because that's something that you're already very mindful of. But be mindful of the connections that you make, of the energies that you surround yourself with, and make sure that they are appropriate energies for you.
All right. So my first card is the Two of Pentacles. It likes to pop up. So right now you are learning. You are studying with someone and you are learning. You are making connections that will be very helpful to you. And then we've got the Prince of Cups. So you are looking at manifesting or understanding your emotional self better. All right. And Matthew is back. Okay. And Matthew wants to know about messages from his guides or ancestors. We can do that.
Yep. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards, and I'm actually going to pull a card from an oracle deck that has nice, lovely messages to see what
All
pops up
right.
with that. First. I love this. So Matthew, this oracle card says, honor your inner knowing and trust your path. So any doubts that you may have or may have been having in the last few days, maybe a week, maybe you feel a little bit unanimated, just let that pass and trust in yourself. Trust in the way that you're doing things, that it is the correct way. And I love these. The Five of Wands, forge forward. What I love about this deck is this just these cards are just so beautiful, and I feel so connected with them. But this to me just says continue forging forward, forge your path. Don't let the obstacles keep you from achieving everything that you're destined to do. The other card is the Star. Potential, hope, creation. What I love about this card is she's actually making music. So sing, dance, um, allow yourself to be inspired, um, and don't let that inspiration have limits. Limits are self-imposed. Let go of them.
All right. So the first card I drew for you is Judgment. And in this deck, this symbolizes finishing and attaining something you have worked for. So you are finishing a cycle. You are getting something that you have worked very hard for. And then I was a little perplexed because the next two cards I drew, the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords, which both indicate some issues. There's going to be a time coming up when things do not seem to be going well for you. Things are in stasis, or perhaps they are not going well at all. And so I drew one more card, and when this happens, it is time for you to look past that and begin plotting a new course for yourself. So don't be dismayed when you achieve something big. And then you can't rest on your laurels because it's going to maybe seem like everything starts to go wrong. No, this is the time to start moving forward with something new.
I love that.
Yeah, you are welcome, Bradley.
Awesome. Thank
And
you.
then Mason wants to know if it's going to rain while he's camping tonight. All righty. Did you take the dog camping with you, Mason? You're welcome, Matthew. Hi, Jen. Thanks for joining us. I've not tried taking Hella camping.
That might be challenging.
I don't know. Well, my first card is the Wheel of Fortune, Mason.
50-50.
So you know what? I'm going to stop right here and say, have a good look at the sky.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling
And
the
of
same thing.
course,
I got the Nine of Pentacles again. The hiding in the well. The
so
Knight of
yeah,
Swords. So yeah, look at the sky.
I mean, I've got the Four of Pentacles, which is overall a favorable card, but then I got the Ten of Wands, which is, finishing up a cycle. So I'm going with 50-50 on this one, Mason.
Yeah,
Don't leave your shoes outside your tent.
agreed.
Mm. All right. Does anybody else have any questions for us?
Hi, Jen. Welcome. Let's see. Oh, there's another question for Blair from Blair.
Okay, Mason says I'll record some flute in the tent. Just bear in mind, sylphs like flute. They can blow in some weather on you.
So let's
All
see.
right.
So with Blair, and then hi, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy. Yes, we can, Blair.
So let's see. Anything I should look out for? Research into making sure everything runs smoothly. So just as far as outreach programs to get more people into a shrine, just generally speaking, um, a lot, what I've seen that works with a lot of temples. So the type of energies I think would be similar for a shrine. Um, a lot of people meet one-on-one with the individual that's interested in joining the group before they allow them to come and meet with everybody else. So that's definitely something to start off with. So
No, it's
that's
a
the start.
different thing altogether. It's peer support for
Here's
LGBTQ
for
people.
oh, so that's completely different. Um,
All right. So I'm ready to go here while you
yeah, go
shuffle.
ahead.
So first of all, I've got the Hanged Man. And of course, this is Odin, who hung on the tree for 9 days and 9 nights for wisdom. So first of all, meditate. Ask Spirit for help. Then I've got the Seven of Pentacles. So I'm going to say consider what your resources are and how best you can use them. And finally, I got the Seven of Swords. So there's going to be some sort of battle, fight. It's not going to deploy easily. So be prepared for some hitches in getting your program off the ground, is what I'm seeing here. But honestly, anytime you launch a new program, stuff happens.
Agreed, agreed. So here's my first thing that came up with me for you, Blair. So my first one that came up is the Hermit. So once again, meditation. Look inside for the inner truth, the energies that you're going to work with, um, the inner knowledge that you already have. And I'm going to follow that up with the Queen of Pentacles, which is a woman. This one, I love this one. She's actually the Lady of the Lake. So she is the guardian of Excalibur. So she's extremely intelligent because she's kept it safe for aeons. So you have the knowledge inside of you on how to best maneuver this program and to make sure that the energies are compatible with what you're trying to do. So pay attention to yourself. Listen to your gut. Listen to your guides. Listen to your higher self. They're all going to help guide you in this. So that's really the biggest thing there. Um, and then we'll finish off with the Page of Swords, which is also a nice bright shiny, but also be cautious. So yes, just pay attention. Keep your eyes open. Don't look for problems. Look for solutions. Um, that's the bigger. Having that mindset is probably going to be easier to attract those types of energies instead of, oh well, I'm going to look for problems. Oh well, there's a problem. Let's bring more problems. No, let's look for solutions and bring those energies in instead. I hope that's helpful.
I hope that helps, Blair. And now we're going to take Stacy's question about her path.
Here we go.
You are most welcome.
So let's go ahead and see what we have here. Um, so Stacy, your path is in movement, or you're trying to get it into movement. So the first card that came up is the Knight of Wands, which many times is the traveler. This is a card of fire. He's looking for the next adventure. Um, and so that's where you're at right now too. Is you're just looking to get things off the ground, getting things moving, because they've been a little bit stagnant. And I get that. And just don't let it frustrate you. Um, I love how the next card that came up is the Ace of Swords. So, like I said, aces are all about beginnings, and swords. Well, in this particular case, this is the Sword of Truth, and this sword is on this boat at the bottom of the ocean. But it doesn't do anybody any good down there. So it's time to bring it up, bring it out in the open. Um, so that it can be used. So it can be used, generally speaking. I mean, period. So do that marketing that you've been thinking about and just been like, oh well, it'll just happen. No, it won't just happen. Make it happen. So do that marketing that you've been thinking about. Um, send out messages to those contacts that you got a couple weeks ago, and let them know that you're interested, or make the connection to see how you can get those products out there and available for people to see in more than just one or two places. So I love that. The last one that came up for me is the Seven of Cups, and I love this card. Yes, it could be a card of illusion, but more often than not, I see this as a card of options. This could be the multiple products that you have to offer, or it could just be the multiple choices of directions and areas for you to display your product. So look at all your options, weigh them, look at all the fine print. Um, there's more than just one option out there, and you just have to find the best option for you. Uh, uh, yeah, yeah, and just move forward.
All right. Now, before I show you my cards, I read with the Infinite Tarot designed by Reverend Don Lewis. When he ran his Kickstarter, one thing he did was offer the option to commission him to draw a card exclusively for you and to have those cards included with that run of the deck if you so chose. So the first card I drew for you is the Fluffy. As you can see, Fluffy is missing a foot. Fluffy is my dear friend and brother. About almost a year ago from now, he had to have his foot amputated because of an infection. And he has been, through this, able to grow, change, and manifest so much in his life. Where a lot of people would have been holding a permanent pity party, he has manifested so much for himself. And he called me earlier today with a more good news, I might add.
I love.
So, what this card means is take what appears to be something really negative, turn it around, and manifest something good out of it. Then the next card I've got is the Two of Lamps. Lamps are around spirituality. And here we see a woman scrying in her cauldron. So this is about looking to see what you can manifest for yourself. And then finally, I've got the Five of Pentacles, which is talking about having wealth, having all the material goods you need. So you have the ability to manifest what you want for yourself in this situation. Yeah, in this situation. Excuse me.
I told you. Manifest it, Stacy.
Manifest it.
So Stacy
And
is the editor in chief for the Karelian Times. For those that don't know her very well.
and thank you for everything you do for the Karelian Times, Stacy.
Also, she
Love
is one of my best friends.
And we're coming up on the top of the hour, so I think we're going to end it here. Silas, thank you so much for joining me. This has
Thanks for
been
having me.
so much fun.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, everyone, thank you for joining us. Thank you for posting your questions. We've certainly enjoyed answering them. I hope we've been able to help you. You can join Lord Don tomorrow at 1 Eastern, noon Central for midday with Reverend Don. Ed will be back tomorrow night at 9 with the Daily Spell. I'll be on at 8 Central, 9 Eastern Sunday night with Witch Rising. So please stay tuned to Pagan World TV. Thank you so much for your support and blessed be everyone.
Bye.